Hello everyone, I hope you had a good lunch and I'm really happy that I'm sharing this space with Prabhakar. While topic today is optimization with an app, right? But we can never have somebody better than Prabhakar as he's known for breaking the ground when it comes to especially app environment, right? And as we know that app is equal to downloads. When we talk about app environment, everyone is seeking for ROI. How can I increase my monthly installs, retention, user base? So I feel today we have Prabhakar, and as we know that in his span at Angel One, in this I'll say very small duration of 6 years, yeah, he has ensured that Angel One is one of the top most talked about app, especially in a very competitive environment and a category of fintech. So I'll not take a lot of time, Prabhakar, and I'll ask you the first question, which is how was this journey of driving so many installs and making Angel One as the top known app when it comes to fintech category or the most trusted brand? Because this journey had been very, I'll say, challenging. So let's start by that.
Yeah. So thanks, Dimpy. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, and very good afternoon to the audience. Tough session post lunch. Thankfully, we already had an opening batsman after lunch session, so that's a good thing. Okay, so I think install is very cheap. The way I will put it, because people can install anything. I mean, long back, I remember one Adobe ad where they had, some encyclopedia publisher asking for more and more production of encyclopedia, and lot of trees getting cut somewhere in the Amazon jungle, and they realized that some kid somewhere is just clicking the device button and ordering more and more without actually so this could be cash on delivery, and they are looking at this metrics, which is maybe click through rate, as something which is kind of eventual sales, and and that's how they are correlating. So so for Angel One, the journey has always been looking at cost to revenue ratio, looking at certain metrics very very closely. uh, Angel has always been a trusted brand, which is very important in a financial services world and in the fintech world. So getting the visibility metrics right, getting the engagement metrics right was not such a difficult thing for us. What was critical for us was, moving from a 10,000 per month, that was the kind of acquisition we used to do when I joined in B2C, to a 10 lakh customer acquisition per month. That's the journey, we have traveled. And while you do that, you work on n number of things, looking at like the keywords strategy, your app title strategy, app store optimization stuff, your retention stuff, because most of the app store, play store, all these algorithms will look at your engagement and retention percentage. That's the kind of ratio that you are kind of adding, and that's the kind of value you're adding to your users. Also, discoverability plays a huge role. So one should never see the investment on television or other digital media in brand building in isolation to what is happening to the app install. It may look difficult, it may look the attribution may not be so clear, but one should always attempt to to join the dots and see how their brand building efforts are helping the app store performance and installs and retention in that manner. See, first impressions count for a lot. So even small things like screenshots, the kind of preview video that you have in app store, they also count for a lot. That's a very important thing. Now, if I talk about how do we scale, there are multitude of options available. If you'd have met me in 2019 when I had just taken over my role, and or maybe in 2021 when we had just rebranded, or maybe in 2023 when we have not done IPL, I would have been giving you different answers. And today my answer on scaling will be very, very different. the kind of channel mix you are using, the kind of customer behavior change which is happening, the kind of new publishers which have come to your industry, and what newer things Google or Meta or Apple are trying. I mean, are your product people aware of that? Are you making the journey very seamless, very bespoke? Are you able to leverage certain newer things which have come in? Those are the important questions to ask as a growth manager, as a growth driver for any organization which is app centric. So I'll stop here, and we will look at more nuances eventually.
We would love to hear a lot more from you, but in a very short span of time, I really want to hear more in terms of AI and data also in the same manner, because when we talk about app store optimization, of course, which can eventually lead to downloads, and it's not just download, as you said, that downloads is very cheap. What matters is beyond that, which is retention, or how can I reduce my churn, and how can I make my consumers spend more, or kind of convert more with me. What do you think that when we talk about data and AI, what kind of role does that play in an app environment? Is it just to do with app store optimization, or do you see it playing a bigger role outside the forum of app?
See, I think data in AI has a huge role to play, because even things like targeting, looking at cohorts, segmentation, these entire thing will require AI. I mean, and cohortization is very important. If you do not do that, then you're doing a gross injustice, to your entire acquisition process. And AI is also good because in App Store optimization, lot of keyword selection, lot of title description selection, lot of A/B testing is possible, multivariate testing is possible. It's possible for you to come out with a very blended kind of signal. For example, deep linking is very important for conversion, but you can send blended signal, which could be a combination of login percentage, fund addition percentage. If I talk about a fintech app, or it could be like a account opening. So you can do a lot of things with the help of AI, and also a lot of things like screenshots could be Gen AI generated. So those things are also possible, and more importantly, the journeys could be changed basis the customer behavior. Now that could also be AI led, where machine learning based, where you can actually decide that if someone is in a low bandwidth area in a southern state, vis-a-vis someone is in a good bandwidth area in a tier 1 in north. I mean, your journey, this personalization can happen much faster with the help of AI data. Also, it's not so easy also, because lot of plumbing tooling work is required to really leverage data, your clickstream data, your actual app event data. Lot of these things need to flow in. You have to proper data lake, proper layers, and proper understanding, and also understanding not just among the users, but an agreement between the product people, business people, because people do not agree to many of these things. App is like a storefront. Anything you change in the storefront may impact your business. So to cut a long story short, I think there is no end to data in AI which can be leveraged. Some of it are out of the box solution which are coming from the cloud solutions are there. Google Cloud has multiple tools, Amazon has multiple tools which are can be used. Even things like signature identification, taking selfies, even there also AI is used. So I mean, it's humongous opportunity there, and one should keep experimenting. That's the only way to improve customer experience and your acquisition cost and your engagement, because first impression counts for a lot.
I think you're absolutely right on that, and I would just want to also for the audience ask this question. While I'm aware that you have built an advanced marketing study model for Angel One, and I take pride in the fact that Mindshare contributes to it. but under your leadership, that project really kicked off very well. And just for everyone to know, basically, Prabhakar has led this initiative in terms of combining entire world together, which was eventually for app download acquisitions and campaign optimizations and even app optimization on the backbone of data AI. And this dropped from the thought of cloud solution, the way you just mentioned. So would you want to share this insight? How can you bring entire ecosystem together and build such advanced solutions which can really contribute to the end objective of business to us? And how does that work and what is it?
See, first of all, everybody is ROI minded. That's a given. That's the reason why you are in business. You want to know what are your cost drivers, what are your revenue drivers, what kind of profits you are making, etc., right? Many a time people avoid, despite all of that, to look at data in an objective manner. So data-centric organization have a huge advantage over that. One, there should be a single source of truth. Second, the decision should be taken basis that data. So take for example, we took a big call of becoming a associate sponsor for IPL, but it was critical for us to put together analytics and measurement system in place in such a short time to really know what kind of incrementality upliftment we have got. And also when you go for such big property, it's not just about the on-ground investment that you have done, but also the kind of on-air or digital spend that you do, and how can you uniquely attribute those things, and not just for acquisition funnel, but also for the revenue and retention funnel. So that's the kind of work we did with Group M's QB team, and we could actually know how the app, the traffic to the website, the app install or traffic to the app store has differed when CSK is playing or KKR is playing, when it is a morning match or a night match, or all those kind of things which we could capture and conclude on. And that was a great learning. We were the first time into IPL as an organization, and we are building on it. We are kind of now getting a lot more revenue side and product side metrics also to flow into this model which is there. But more importantly, many a times marketeers are particularly at fault there, that they need all the fun of designing a campaign, running a campaign, great budget, but when it comes to metrics, numbers, they try to avoid that, and that is something that we don't have in our organization. That's why we keep on challenging ourselves. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't, but the spirit of experimentation continues to thrive, and and that's how we are able to partner and bring in newer solutions.
And Prabhakar, I've also observed that marketers shy away from making a lot of changes with an app itself, because of course that's the live environment, right? Anything going haywire can also cause you downside to the truth. So when you said that, keep on testing, and the way you launch your IPL campaign, especially using data AI, building a model of input and output of data for you, have you also experimented these changes in the app in terms of maybe how does it function, how does it look, or the UI UX of the app, or other things like discoverability or audience cohorts, etc.? Do you want to mention something on that?
See, one great thing, kudos to our tech and product team, that the super app which we built was built from the point of view of making it very friendly for experimentation, very friendly for collecting data, doing A/B testing and all of that. So that's something which was inbuilt. That was the easier thing that way. Now we have multitude of things to actually test. Now we as an organization are mainly into broking business, but we are also into direct mutual fund distribution. We are also experimenting with lending and couple of newer businesses. Also we need to monetize. We need to continue to monetize certain features, etc. So it is critical for us to do those A/B testing, look at the data. I mean, make home pages for multitude of newer products which are there. So all these data points are gathered and analyzed, and then we take a call. Some of these can also be done with the help of I mean, traffic is built over time. Like you do experimentation with 2% traffic, 5%, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then 100%. You migrate the entire customer base to the newer experience which is there. So even that requires certain tooling, certain tech competence. So we have all of that, and more importantly, we have different custodian of data. So there is a data science team, they are in charge of all the data, single source of truth. There is a product team and there is a business team. So business team is the stakeholder, is sponsor, product is running the experiment, and the scoreboard is maintained by data science team. So you can understand that the judge, the police, and the advocate are not the same people. Then the justice will be served and the right decisions will be taken. That's how we do it.
I think it's very interesting to know that you really segregate even any changes in app in terms of 5% traffic, 10% traffic, and more, and then you keep it, test and learn from it. Do you also segregate the spaces, maybe the device type, or between smartphone and iOS, that maybe not Android, but iOS needs to go first? And do you also observe that is it suggested to have different kind of app environment for different models? Like, should it be different for Android versus iOS, or should it be same?
See, we were earlier focusing a lot more on native journeys, but now many things we have converted into web-based thing, within the app environment. Now, of course, like the device type experimentation, iOS is different, Android is different, and the customer behavior also differs a lot, and hence the revenue outcome also are very different basis the device type or operating system OS type. So and these are no surprises, honestly. A tier 3, tier 4 person on say 15,000 smartphone will have a very different behavior as compared to tier 1 with a like 1 lakh plus kind of smartphone. I mean, those things have different repercussions as such. So you're absolutely right. Those kind of experimentations are required, and once you succeed in any of the experimentation, you scale it up.
Right. And would you also suggest that, especially when we talk about tier 1 market, tier 2, and then we also have rural markets, and of course they really value a lot for any business as of today when we talk about that our apps should also have features differentiated basically basis the geographies as well, because we observe that consumer behavior of tier 1 versus any rural market is very different from each other. So do you feel that even our apps needs to be maybe climatized in a way where rural markets, it's more easy for them to understand, maybe language changes are happening, or maybe ease to use is what we suggest on within App Store? Do you suggest any such thing to us too?
No, so I will focus my point of view on the category and the sector in which we operate for the fintech, and particularly from the broking focused one. See, 90% of our customers come from tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and 70% of them are first time in the market. First time in the market means first time in the capital market. I'm talking about shares and all of that, shares, FNO and all of that. So so fundamentally the kind of actions they need to take on the app are very clear cut, number based, few button click kind of experience. So there not much differentiation is required between a tier 2, tier 3, right? But when it comes to content, whether there is a video content on a product feature, talking about a product feature, or talking about trading from a beginner point of view, intermediate or advanced point of view, that's where the content differentiations matter a lot. Otherwise our challenge is not so much into getting their getting their adoption to a feature specifically. If that feature makes sense to the persona which is there, then there's no problem at all.
So I really enjoy gaining insights from you. But Prabhakar, on the closing note, what would be your key focus suggestions to all of us on the statement which is winning in the app environment?
See, I think winning in the app environment today, see, everything is in app environment. I know many people sitting here are in the app environment because they are so glued onto their screens right now. So I think the important thing is keep adding value to your users. Now that's very, very important. If you are a genuine, authentic business which wants to scale, then you have to keep adding value to your users, and that's where you focus on your engagement and retention. You cannot operate with a leaky bucket, and these numbers are not just scrutinized in your organization. These are the numbers which even an app store, play store would be consuming, and algorithms will be consuming and giving you ranking basis that. So that's how I look at it. I think keep adding value to your users are important, and there are multiple ways in which this can be done. Retention and engagement are the metrics which are available to you, and if you continue to do that, then we'll continue to win in the app environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhakar. I'm sure
Thanks.
everyone really enjoyed this chat with you, and I gained a lot from you. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Dimpy. Thanks, everyone.